Monsoons have been pretty erratic this year, and Pune was no different. While many sections of the city were inundated, I faced an issue of my own. You see, I had keys to two mid-sized sedans, and while they belong to the same segment, it's best to label them as poles apart. A turbocharged 1.5-litre TSI engine that is supremely potent, and a hybrid-backed 1.5-litre iVTEC that's all about efficiency. We already know their strengths, but what about their flip side? To find out, I've got my hard-working crew to Veranda Ghats. Nestled in the Sahyadris, this road is full of flavors. Even on a gloomy day like this, there's a lot of fun to be had. But first, let's set some benchmarks and play with their individual strengths.
I can go where I want, nothing to hold me back.
I've pinned a 30-kilometer run through the Ghats, which rises steeply in altitude to 3,000 feet and then drops back to ground level. The Virtus GT will set a benchmark for driving, while the City eHEV does so for fuel efficiency. German sedans. They really don't go wrong in terms of the driving experience, do they? I mean, the chassis setup, the snappiness of the gearbox, the grunt from the engine, the agility and precision with which they attack, it's just brilliant. And the Virtus GT, well, it is no different. In fact, I feel it is worthy of wearing that GT badge because, let's face it, it is bigger than the City eHEV in every measurable way. It also has more boot space on offer, which is rated at 531 litres. It also has more ground clearance, which is 14 millimeters more than the City eHEV. That's 14 millimeters, and that does make a fair bit of difference. It also gets grippier, wider tires. The drive, it is soft. You will feel the body roll, but it remains to be poised, which makes it quite enjoyable. But the highlight of the Virtus GT is that engine and the gearbox. It's really fun to drive. Let's just end it there. Goosebumps? Certainly for the passengers. For the driver, it's as easy as point and shoot. Time for the valley run then in the City eHEV. Remember, we are altering our driving style completely. We need maximum fuel efficiency. I might as well get stuck behind a big lorry, activate the ADAS systems and sleep. ADAS system that the Virtus GT doesn't get. Feature that could ease handing over the keys to my driver while I relax in the rear. And if you happen to be in the rear often, the City eHEV is the better of the two. Feels quite nice to be here for a change, being chauffeured around. It's quite a nice feeling, and it is all the more pleasant because I am in the City eHEV. I quite like the cabin for the color that is being used, makes it nice and airy, and everything here is quite peaceful and comfortable. The seats, they're very cushiony, and it feels like an expensive couch that has been stitched together using expensive materials. Alright, in terms of the space, it might not be as great as the Virtus GT, but then again, it's adequate, so you really can't complain. I like the compartments on the back of the front seats. It gives me enough storage for my phone, for my laptop, my wallet, and individual compartments, so I don't mix or lose things. While I was enjoying the scenery out of the window, the City eHEV managed an indicated efficiency of 23.9 kilometers to the litre. Some bikes are more expensive to run. Do opposites really attract? Well, it's time to find out, and I am doing that with the Virtus GT on this efficiency run. Now, what is the magic number that we're looking for here? Volkswagen claims 18.67 from this engine. I say 16 kmpl would be doable, right? Let's give it a go and see what we're able to extract. Halfway through the drive, and I realized I was being a little ambitious. Alright, I'm almost midway through, and the efficiency that I've been able to extract is 15 kmpl, which I think is quite good, right? I mean, appreciable from this engine, I think. This engine does get active cylinder deactivation technology, which is denoted by that eco icon on the dashboard, and that does help you save a tiny weeny bit. The thing is, there is no considerable difference in the performance. Also, there isn't any drastic amounts of savings that you can have with this technology. Maybe if I switch off my ventilated seats, I'll be able to save more. Well, all of a sudden the cabin is a lot more quieter, which I like. That efficiency run with the Voltus GT is kind of fun and challenging. But now I am here to have some more fun in the City eHEV on this hill climb. Now, this being a hybrid, I don't really have high expectations from it, but it proves me wrong every time. Instant electric torque, 253 Newton meters from the word go, and it is one fast car. Maybe not as fast as the Voltus GT, but it is definitely enjoyable. The engine, battery, 2 electric motors and an eCVT bring together a very complex powertrain. I kid you not. There's even a clutch hidden somewhere that engages the engine to drive the wheels. Before that, the iVTEC engine is just a generator. It misses on the feel of a conventional powertrain, where you feel the cogs swapping and the engine punching. But once you are over this change, it's actually really sweet. It also is really very economical. Through this section, this car is able to return 19.8 kmpl of fuel efficiency, which is phenomenal. And guess what? As compared to the Voltus GT, which is a German sedan, this feels a lot more firmer in terms of the way that it drives, which is a good thing. Does that mean that the City eHEV is also a driving-centric vehicle? It's hard to believe, it's a hybrid. How do you expect a hybrid to do this? It's always had this duality about itself. If performance is on your mind, I think the Voltus GT deserves to live in your garage. But for everything else, it is the City eHEV that proves to be a much more evolved option. Keep aside that limited boot space, but for everything else, this seems to be a better car. Now, I know a lot of you are going to barge in the comments and tell me that this is $1.5 lakh more expensive than the Voltus GT, which it is, but I'll tell you what, that price just doesn't justify the hybrid technology that this City eHEV packs. It also justifies the ADAS features that it comes with, and that unlocks more benefits for you like automatic high beam, adaptive cruise control, lane wash assist, things that will better your daily driving. This is like a testimony to the Japanese technology that has evolved internationally, and Honda has finally decided to launch it in India and give us a taste of their global success. I think of the City eHEV as a shrunken down version of the Accord Hybrid. Anyways, do let us know in the comments which of these two sedans do you prefer, and I'll see you next time.